Today is November 2nd. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today, out of the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 8, Two Wives. We'll be reading page 109. Out of the 12 and 12, we'll continue tradition number 2 by reading the first half of page 134. And of course, we'll read today's 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. Once again, if we've woken up today, we've been given a brand new set of 24 hours. And that is always an exciting thing. Clean slate, a chance to work this program and to live an honest life. Man, can't complain about that. So let's get to the good stuff. Out of the Big Book, we're on the bottom of page 108 and we'll be reading 109. The problem with which you struggle usually falls within one of 4 categories. 1. Your husband may only be a heavy drinker. His drinking may be constant, or it may be heavy only on certain occasions. Perhaps he spends too much money for liquor. It may be slowing him up mentally and physically, but he doesn't see it. Sometimes he's a source of embarrassment to you and his friends. He's positive he can handle his liquor, that it does him no harm, and that drinking is necessary in his business. He would probably be insulted if he were called an alcoholic. This world is full of people like him. Some will moderate or stop altogether, and some will not. Of those who keep on, a good number will become true alcoholics after a while. 2. Your husband is showing lack of control, for he's unable to stay on the water wagon even when he wants to. He often gets entirely out of hand when drinking, but is positive that he will do better. He's begun to try, with or without your cooperation, various means of moderating or staying dry. Maybe he is beginning to lose his friends. His business may suffer somewhat. He's worried at times and is becoming aware that he cannot drink like other people. He sometimes drinks in the morning and through the day also, to hold his nervousness in check. He's remorseful after serious drinking bouts and tells you that he wants to stop. But when he gets over the spree, he begins to think once more how he can drink moderately next time. We think this person is in danger. These are the earmarks of a real alcoholic. Perhaps he can still tend to business fairly well. He has by no means ruined everything. As we say among ourselves, he wants to stop. At the 12 and 12 run, tradition number 2. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as he may express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. Bottom of page 133 and the first part of page 134. Growing pains now beset the group. Panhandlers panhandle. Lonely hearts pine. Problems descend like an avalanche. Still more important, murmurs are heard in the old body politic, which swell into a loud cry. Do these old-timers think that they can run this group forever? Let's have an election. The founder and his friends are hurt and depressed. They rush from crisis to crisis and from member to member pleading, but it's no use. The revolution is on. The group conscience is about to take over. "24 hours a day, November 2nd. AA thought for the day. I have faith. That thing that makes the world seem right. That thing that makes sense at last. That awareness of the divine principle in the universe which holds it all together and gives it unity and purpose and goodness and meaning. Life is no longer ashes in my mouth or bitter to the taste. It is all one glorious whole, because God is holding it together. Faith is that leap into the unknown, the venture into what lies beyond our ken. that which brings untold rewards of peace and serenity. Have I faith? Meditation for the day. Keep yourself like an empty vessel for God to fill. Keep pouring out yourself to help others so that God can keep filling you up with His Spirit. The more you give, the more you will have for yourself. God will see that you are kept filled as long as you're giving to others. But if you selfishly try to keep all for yourself, you are soon blocked off from God, your source of supply, and you become stagnant. To be clear, a lake must have an inflow and an outflow. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may keep pouring out what I receive. I pray that I may keep the stream clear and flowing. Daily Reflection, November 2nd. Keeping optimism afloat. The other steps can keep most of us sober and somehow functioning, but step 11 can keep us growing. The Language of the Heart, page 240. A sober alcoholic finds it much easier to be optimistic about life. Optimism is the natural result of my finding myself gradually able to make the best, rather than the worst, of each situation. As my physical sobriety continues, I come out of the fog, gain a clear perspective, and am able to determine what courses of action to take. As vital as physical sobriety is, I can achieve a greater potential for myself by developing an ever-increasing willingness to avail myself of the guidance and direction of a higher power. My ability to do so comes from my learning and practicing the principles of the AA program. The melding of my physical and spiritual sobriety produces the substance of a more positive life. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading, and boy, do I love that last reading. That's good stuff. I've always heard, act your way into the right thinking. And as I said a few times recently, going through that gratitude list certainly helps. Of course, the first step for me has been obviously to put the bottle down. But I know for me, not until I worked the steps and tried to get rigorously honest with myself and was willing to do anything to try to do that, that's when I started to feel that joy and that serenity and everything. And now, when I start to get negative, all I gotta do is just go through that gratitude list again. And at first, I might not believe what I'm saying, but eventually, I start to feel that peace. And another thing that kind of gives me serenity is getting outside of myself. So maybe reaching out to a friend in the program or just anybody else. The act of getting outside of myself, thinking about somebody else instead of me, by the time I'm done with that interaction, I feel better. These little spiritual tricks have helped me so much in life. And kind of confirm a lot of what the Big Book does say. That it's not just about me, obviously. It's about those around me. That old adage, you can't keep unless you give it away. So with that, my friends, that's all we have time for today. I hope you all have a great one. Please know, as always, I don't speak on behalf of AA or NA or Al-Anon or any other sect or denomination. I'm just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery. And it is an honor, truly is an honor to be here. If we're given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.